It is?
Oh, that one's race, that one's the Country of Neptune, that one's Deborah.
So you reckon R is race, not reverse then? Is that what you think?
But if I
that's the
think
case.
of it...
Where are we off to anyway? Where are we going? Football? Then where are we going?
We're going to Tinton Station.
Tinton Station or Tinton Abbey for a little day trip. The rest of the family will catch up with us after football.
And see if we go first.
See if we get there first. I think we probably will. What's it like driving through the forest in a nice quiet car? Relaxing, isn't it?
Quite relaxed.
No stink
See
coming out the back.
animals there.
And it's costing me next to nothing to take you to football, which is always nice. Tinton Abbey, the old Nissan Leaf. Look at that, beautiful. It's nice, isn't it? Always do now, it's fine, mummy. Who's round here somewhere?
He's on Tinton.
Quite old, but she's not now at the moment. It's not as far as I know.
Tinton Station.
Who won the football too?
My team.
What was the score?
9-0.
9-0. Wow. Right, so we left home and we got to Tinton. Probably the long way round, so I wasn't really sure which way to go. And we're at that. It's quite good. Not sure what our average miles per hour have been that. Let's have a look, see if I can actually get to show my 3.1 still. How people are getting 4, so I think it must be city driving. But, yeah, 12:07. Lovely town. One little small point, don't think I've ever mentioned this. If you have cats that get on your car, or you used to have them on your car, if you own a Nissan Leaf, they stopped doing that. Presumably the reason why, there's no warm bonnet to sit on because nothing gets hot. So you will not get cat prints all over your car and scratches all over your bonnet. A bonus for owning a Nissan Leaf, and if you store it in your garage. Off I go, 94, 100%, on another rainy day. It's a Sunday, so that's good. You really do realise how quiet it is at a McDonald's drive-through. It's so quiet. So just gone to the drive-through, notice how quiet it was, and then I'm going to go to Asda to do a weekly shop, which my wife would usually do on a Monday. I think you should get involved with the shopping, but I think it's a good idea if we change it around a little bit. We'll try it out anyway. I'm going to do the shopping on Sunday at Asda. Now Asda, thinking about it, is quite a bit out of the way in comparison to Tesco's, but Tesco's haven't got a charge point. Now whether or not it's worth going all this way out, I suppose it's probably 4 miles each way, so it's probably 8 miles out my way to charge up. I'm not sure if it's going to be worth it really, but we shall see. So what I'm going to do though is I got to the McDonald's, so I've got my lunch, I'm going to plug it in, sit here and eat my McDonald's, and then go into Asda. So I would have thought I'd get a good hour, if not an hour and a half out of the charge. So I might gain 5 miles out of it in total once it's come off charge. So yes, I shall try that. The other thing I haven't got is a pound. In Asda you need a pound for the trolleys, which is a bit of a pain. You need to make sure you've got them with you. And I haven't, so I'm going to have to go into store, go and get a pound, and then come back out again. But, small complaint, we shall see how it goes. Okay, arrived at Asda at 2:36 and at 80% charge. So I'm going to sit here now, have my McDonald's, and then go in and do some shopping. See what the charge is when I come back out. Okay, been here an hour and 20, and let's have a look what the charge state is. If it will actually focus. 98% charge. Wow. That's pretty cool. 1 more minute to go, and I've been here an hour and 20 minutes. So that is pretty amazing, really, isn't it? Gone from 80%, so it's added 18% battery. Awesome. It actually finished on 99%, as you will see. Presumably only just, because all I did was get out the car and unplug it. So, yeah, 99%. So it's added 19% basically. 97 on the old guesser meter as well, which I've never seen so high. Right, thank you Asda, appreciated. Before I left Gloucester, I thought I'd have a guess at what my battery percentage would be when I got back home, knowing the journey very well. So I guessed at 70% battery remaining. I've arrived back home, as you may be able to tell, looking behind me, and it was 75%. Dropped to 74, managed to get a percent back, coming down a bit of a hill to my house. And suddenly occurred to me, it's actually quite a good way to see how the car is living up to your expectations. If you know the journey well, then give a go at guessing what you think it will be when you arrive back home. It'll also bolster your understanding of the car and let you know whether or not you understand it fully. Because I would have thought you should, as long as you know the journey, you should be able to guess what your battery percentage is going to be if you're really starting to understand the car and be at one with it, as it were. So if you get the chance, play that game. Good morning, I am almost at work. On the way to work, interesting development. I picked someone up who had run out of petrol. Trying to take their kids to school. So I've taken one of them to school. Dropped one for his mum. And I'm now going to go and take him to a petrol station, which will be the first time I visited the petrol station. So she can buy a petrol can and fill it with fuel. Told him I had an electric car. I said, I don't get this problem with this electric car, because no fuel. And they were amazed. And the little boy said, Mummy, we should get an electric car. So, yeah. Anyway, I thought that was an interesting development. Blocking the road. So, just helping him out in electric. Am I refueling? No, I'm not refueling. I'm helping someone out who's run out of petrol. So there you go. Nissan Leaf helping someone who's run out of fuel. I'm at the charge station in Gloucester and I'm going to pop into town because I actually need to pop into town anyway. But there's a fault with the charge station. It's only running at 42 amps. Should be running about 100 apparently. So I'm on 75%. I'm going to go into Gloucester, do a few things, and then hopefully all be charged up when I get back. They've put it on to 90%, so it's going to charge up to 90. Okay, brought up to 90%, which is good. 90%, 1440. I was in Gloucester for a long time. Whilst I was there, actually, I talked about the stone chipping along the door, which you may have seen in a previous episode, which is pretty bad. He's had a look at it. He's taken my details down, because obviously he didn't buy it from that Nissan garage, and he's going to try and see what he can do. He's saying that he may have to send out a body shop guy to my home address to have a look at it, evaluate it, and see what they can do about it, because he said that might need to come off, be completely resprayed, and go from there basically. So as long as it's a warranty issue, I don't really mind, to be honest. But yeah, it's quite bad chipping, and he agreed. And he agreed that the adjustment doesn't look right either. So yes, hopefully they'll sort me out under warranty. We shall find out. Okay, off from work, down to my parents' house. Done this trip before, where we had a bit of a mare of a time, because I got back to their place at 1 o'clock in the morning with not really enough battery to be able to get back home again, but I had to stay there by coincidence anyway. So I'm gonna try, should I might go this way? I'm gonna try it again today, more or less. I don't know if it's the same trip or not. I'm not really 100% sure, to be honest. But we'll give it a go anyway. So I go down to Newen, from Newen back home, from home back to my work. Oh, that's right, it wasn't to Gloucester. So I'm missing out the Gloucester leg of this, so it should be doable. But we will see. Be another little exciting adventure. But of course I'm starting with a 72%. I started last time, as far as I remember, with a higher battery percentage. But we shall see. Where are we going?
We are going to the gyms. with a bad leg and a bad back.
Kids waving goodbye.
Neighbour.
59%. So I've charged here again for about 30 minutes. Charged at my parents' house. And off we go.
Wave it, Nana.
50% we're on the way back from gym.
Nice and warm in here.
Nice and warm. Very true.
Didn't take long to warm up. About 5 seconds.
There we go. Comes the purple lines on the iPhone. So I've got to go home, and then from home back to Newen. From Newen back to home again. There we go. Off we go. Right, we're at home, just about to leave. 46%. I put it on for about... Okay, the camera cut out earlier, but there we are. So I've arrived, and 27%. Got to go home. It's about 16 miles home, so with ease should get back. So I should drive it like a normal car on the way back. Off I go. Okie dokie. Lovely weather. Back home, no battery on the display. There you go. I shall go in and see what it says on the old laptop. See what it really says and see what the charge time is. Because obviously it's 11 o'clock at night. It'll come on at 12:30 based on the schedule. So it'll be interesting to see if it can charge up fully by tomorrow morning, which I should imagine it probably will do, to be honest. We shall see. Okay, and this is the battery percentage, 9%, and 4 miles. I kind of wish it would display that on the car, but never mind. So, yeah, excellent, all good, all well. Okay, it charged it to 100%, which is all good. Did it by about 8 o'clock in the morning, so that was good. So in answer to the question, will it charge up from almost flat? It's definitely quicker with that Charge Master rather than the trickle charger. It doesn't have show, and it's very useful. But if I'd have got in at 1 o'clock in the morning, it wouldn't have charged up in time. But otherwise, all good. Morning. Not much filming yesterday, but just an interesting little note. Got back home yesterday on 84%. Now, I didn't plug it in intentionally, and I plugged it in this morning at about 6 o'clock, and I've basically got 2 hours 20 minutes, 2 hours 30 minutes until it gets full charge. But despite it being on a schedule, if it's not plugged in when it's on a schedule, when it comes to the time it's scheduled to turn on, if you plug it in after that time, it won't turn on. So you have to press in the car or online, you have to press the button to say start charging, or in the car it's ignore schedule and it'll start charging. I just thought that was an interesting note. So if you got back and you forgot to plug in, I mean I didn't, I did it intentionally to see what would happen. But if you got back, forgot to plug in, and then went out after your schedule started and just plugged it in and didn't think anything of it, it wouldn't charge. So that's something to watch out for. Morning, 8:27, lovely weather outside, nice and sunny. Nothing really to report yet again, but I thought I'd better just film us setting off. Going off to school, 80 miles on the gasometer, 100%. Job done. With reference to putting it on charge, in a previous clip you'd have seen that if you put it on charge after the scheduled time, it doesn't turn on automatically. It still does the 3 lights that go around in a circle and then they just turn off. I'm just wondering if you have a power cut before the scheduled time and it overlaps to where it would turn on, whether it would turn on. I don't think it would do based on that. So that's an interesting one. I don't know how I could try that by flipping the switch, I suspect. I shall try it out at some point. Also, in reference to it losing charge when you preheat it with it plugged in, this is its maximum only produces over 1.5 kilowatts. So it's never consuming more in winter with the heating on. I don't know about when you have the air conditioning on. It's never consuming more than the charge going into it, so I'm not sure why it reduces in battery percentage when you preheat. I put the aircon on as well. In fact, if I put the aircon on, it drops off, of course. So put it on auto. Yeah. Okay, off to my parents' place. Of course, they got a charge station. It's 12:22 and it's 9 degrees. It's a beautiful day. Absolutely beautiful day today. Nice and warm in the car. So, be interested to see what the temperature goes up to. It's supposed to have snow in the next few days, but we will see. Off I go. So, probably got here at 20 to 1. It's been charging since then on the old Charge Master. And that's the time now. So it's almost 2 hours. It's been on charge 2 hours, and that's what we're at. Can't remember what it went down to now. It went down to 70 miles left, I think. I can't remember. Who knows? But it's more or less charged up. It's not fully charged up. It said 40 minutes left on the charger, and the lights were still flashing when I unplugged it. But all good. Clean the. Make sure it's clean. Yeah. Use your jumper for that. Almost got it. Not quite. 2001 miles. Beautiful weather. 2001 miles travelled, probably about 5 to 6 weeks. So, excellent. 2,000 miles barrier in such a short space of time. So, it's being used like a normal car. Brilliant. You may have noticed there's no real content in this weekly edition of the Leaf Diary blog thing, and that is a testament in itself, really, the fact that it is just like an ordinary car. Once you get used to it, it does everything that you use a normal petrol car for, except it's not paying for fuel. So they're contentless, and that is purely not because I haven't been bothered, because there's nothing to film. I get in the car, I drive the car, I go somewhere, and I come back again. I haven't come across any hassles. The only thing I'm waiting for is that chips to be repaired, Nissan to get back to me, and they haven't. So we shall see what happens there. I should imagine I'll have to chase them for it, probably several times. But that's just the way things go. But otherwise, no, there's just nothing to really report. It is what it is, it just works as a car. If you want to drive it super careful, you can go a lot further. If you want to drive it just like a normal car, you go a lot less distance, but for me particularly, it doesn't make no difference at all. But I've done 2,000 miles. It's not like I've got 400 miles sat on the clock over the last 5 weeks. You know, I've done 2,000 miles and counting. So no problems really, basically, apart from the initial problems. No, nothing. Spot on, Nissan. Spot on.